Flying with lipedema, large hips, or a big body. So I got on a flight a few days ago. It's my second flight in the last few months. I am a UK size 24, maybe 22 in some cases. My hips are about 48, 50 inches. The last flight I just took a few days ago, it was a 17-inch seat, and I did buy two seats for myself. But in terms of the one seat, with my size, both the armrests went down and it was comfortable. I wouldn't say there was any space, but the armrests kind of got down and weren't not digging into me. If I was traveling with other people, I wouldn't have needed a second seat. For me, I find it less stressful when I'm solo traveling to have a second seat because you just do not know who you're going to get sitting next to you. And I've had some arseholes in the time. So if I was traveling with others, I would have absolutely have fitted fine. So again, a UK size 24/22, hips about 48, 50 inches. That should kind of just about fit into a 17-inch chair. And if it's 18-inch, then you might have a bit more space. And again, traveling with people, no issues. The seat table in front of me did not go down, so I couldn't use that, but I used the seat kind of table on the next seat that I bought. My feet fitted fine underneath. It wasn't touching. I did have room to move around. I am quite short though, but it did mean in terms of like lippy legs, I did kind of have space and was able to kind of kick around a little bit. The other thing that I would say as well, the seatbelt, I've needed a seatbelt extension pretty much since teenage years. So I definitely needed a seatbelt extension this time. On the airline I was flying with, which was Aer Lingus, it was not bright orange, it was a blue one. Generally speaking, this is like a massive generalization, but the low-cost airlines are more likely to give you kind of the bright orange one, and some of the other airlines would give you kind of a more neutral blue, which just fits in with the rest of the seatbelts. Again, I've been asking for seatbelt extenders for about 20 years. I know some people find it embarrassing. I'm okay with it. I've actually never had a terrible experience. You can either ask when you're just getting on, when everybody's saying hello to you, or you can get into your seat and when they start coming up and down to check, you can ask. And they're super kind and discreet. People have seatbelt extenders for lots of reasons, so there's no faces or no comments or anything like that. They're usually, my experience is, super polite. The other thing that I would say as well is that I also use special assistants. So you absolutely need to book that in advance, at least 48 hours, although for some places it might be up to 7 days in advance. So if you do feel like special assistance is going to be helpful, then make sure you book it as soon as you book your ticket, or kind of as soon as you realise, as far in advance as possible. For me, special assistance really helps with my lipedema. It means that I'm pacing myself. It also means that I'm not having to walk too far. And also as well, I can't really do steps. So there's different options when it comes to special assistance. So if you can't do steps and say you can't do that, they'll make sure that they'll give you a lift, literally a lift, up into the aircraft. And again, I've only used that a handful of times, but again, people are nice. I know there's some horror stories out there, but it's not usually embarrassing. If you are traveling with people, often you can take a companion. You might not be able to take your full family with you. It just depends on kind of how busy they are and to be honest, how patient they are. So have an amazing trip. Since you're sitting next to people, it should absolutely be fine. I have had a good flight. I didn't have kind of any embarrassment, but I know it can be really stressful to think about it. But have a great trip.